All right, well, we're here. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is Fight Back here on iHeartMedia.com. iHeart.com, I guess I should say, and broadcasting on Spreaker. We are probably going to replay this show on Blog Talk Radio because we need to make sure that we hit all the high spots. We need to make sure that we hit all the places that we need to hit. This is an explanation of what the Fight Back Media Group is all about. We were born yesterday, so we are, less than a day old. Less than a day old in actually being and doing, but we have been a conceptual idea for a long time. And like anytime you're doing something new, giving birth, as I'm sure most women can attest to, is the hardest part, and that's what we're doing here. We are making sure we are doing our best. We're doing our damnedest to make sure that we get a good start and that we are clear about why we're doing what we're doing. That we are clear, because if we're not clear about what we're doing, then it's going to be problematical. If I, it's sort of like the Shark Tank thing. If I can't explain to you in 3 minutes what this is about, then you can turn it off. All right, let me get back to my desktop. I just bumped out of Twitter for a moment. Let's see here. So I'm going to explain to you in 3 minutes what this is about. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Fight Back Media Group exists to counter the mainstream media bias. We learned in the 2008 election unequivocally that the media was to the left. Now, we had our doubts. Those of us who've been paying attention for a while had our doubts. But with the election of Barack Obama, it was so apparent that the leftist media burst out of their leftist progressive closet like a homosexual Hulk, kicking the door down, popping out in all their greatness. And it was apparent to us that we would not have the media to be the buffer that it needs to be, that we would not have an unbiased media to tell us the truth, to cover the things that needed to be covered, to say the things that needed to be said, no matter how painful or uncomfortable they might be, that we would no longer have that. And the pendulum would swing so far to the other side, so far to the left, that the media would be complicit in the doings of government, and that's problematical. That has, and as we've seen, that's been a problem. Those things about then Senator Obama that should have come to the fore early, some of his own writings that should have come into question, were not talked about in mainstream media. As a matter of fact, whatever they were talked about, it was from some weird conspiratorial level that was just horrible politics. And we learned early, we talked about this early, anything said against Barack Obama early in his presidency was going to be considered racism, and that's how it was going to be. And the mainstream media was going to be complicit in that. And they were, and they are. So if it's time for the urban community to get the real story, to get the stories told, to get the message to them that they so desperately need, that we so desperately need in my community, from people who can actually make the connection, it is Fight Back Media Group that has chosen to be the contractor of that infrastructure. And what we're going to do simply is use all the social media tools that we have available to us now and in the future to create an infrastructure or a a place where people can hang their tapestries, a scaffolding where content creators can hang their tapestry above the den of the corrupt, complicit mainstream media. How are we going to do it? We're going to do it here on our iHeartRadio. We're going to do it on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to do it on Vimeo. We're going to do it on YouTube. We're going to do it on our website. We're going to do it everywhere where people are. We're going to do it on Snapchat. We're going to do it on Instagram. We're going to do it on Periscope. And whatever else, and Twitter, whatever else pops up where people are, especially young people, especially young urban people, that's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to be getting this message out. There you go. And if you want to help, www.gofundme.com/fightbackpromo. Because it's past, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, it's past time. It's way past time. It is absolutely, even now, the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. You know what? When you see the Democrat candidate, talking about, anything that she says is tainted because we've already caught her in about 700 lies. It's kind of scary because the woman lies about stuff she ain't even got to lie about. That nobody would even care one way or the other. That Chelsea was jogging around the World Trade Center on 9/11. We found out, no, she wasn't. The famous Bosnian thing where she came into sniper fire. Well, we came into sniper fire and had to run for our cars. No, you didn't. There's videotape. You weren't running for your car. There was no damn sniper fire. And then her excuse was, I was overtired. I needed a nap. So I hallucinated. What, so you hallucinated all that stuff? I don't think you're healthy enough to be president if you're hallucinating that you have sniper fire. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Really? And is mainstream media really asking these questions in a way that they're doing any investigation on Hillary Clinton? No, because they already know that she's corrupt, and she already knows that they're corrupt. Real knows real. Real recognizes real. They know that they're all corrupt, and they know that they're in this together, and they know that if Hillary Clinton wins, mainstream media wins, and all the players in mainstream media win, because what happens then is that they all maintain their position, their power, and their prosperity, and that's all they're interested in. They're not interested in anything else. So, Fight Back Media Group is there to bust their hustle. We are here to bust their hustle, especially their hustle in urban America. You know what? We're looking at Trump's speech that I guess he had to make because after the Come to Jesus meeting, the second Come to Jesus meeting that he had with the GOP, where basically it was an extortion. Look at your numbers with African Americans. You're down to 1%. You got to do something, Donald. Really? So Reince Priebus is shaking his finger at Donald Trump about the lagging poll numbers in the black community. Seriously, Reince, the whitest freaking man in America since Mitt Romney, is wagging his finger at Donald Trump about his numbers with black people? You have got to be kidding me. Now, I'll tell you, everybody who's listening already knows that I'm not necessarily a Donald Trump fan. I did not support Donald Trump in the primaries here in Florida. I supported Marco Rubio, full disclosure. But you know what? That just made me think, what the hell? So Trump goes out and makes a speech in front of a whole bunch of white people about African Americans and the African American community, about the urban community. And as I listened to the speech, there was nothing in the speech that wasn't correct. There was nothing that wasn't correct. Now, he is not the most articulate son of a bitch in the world. No, not at all. He's clumsy. He's blunt. Not, you know what, he doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't provide a soft landing. It's rickety and it's hard and it has sharp edges and all that stuff. So I just listened through that to exactly what he's saying. So when he's saying that we have the most poverty, that's true. When he's saying that our schools suck, that's true. When he's saying that our kids have the highest unemployment, still over 50%, that's true too. And when he says, what the hell do you have to lose? That's true too. There isn't anything that isn't true about that. That's true too. What the hell do you have to lose? Can it be much worse? We have lived in, especially in the urban community, especially in the major urban cities that have been under liberal, progressive Democrat rule for the past 40 to 50 damn years. And we have all those things in those areas. Still, even with the advent of a black, quote, unquote, president, the situation, the misery index in places like Detroit, places like East St. Louis, in Ferguson, in LA, have not improved. Some of them have gotten worse. And then you have people like in my district where I live who are running for state legislature, like Ed Naran, saying that he's against school vouchers because he's all nuzzled up with the school board, with the school unions, with the teacher union. Really? So what? And I thought immediately. So Ed Naran is a black progressive Democrat who has decided that black parents should not have the choice of where to educate their children. We're going to take one more thing away from them. But somehow he's still, like Patrick Murphy, the butthole who's running for Senate as a Democrat against Marco Rubio, probably against Marco Rubio, is fighting for a woman's right to choose. Now, how? Come on, explain to me, Democrats, explain to me, progressives, explain to me, liberals, explain to me, people who claim Christ, how it is perfectly okay for a woman to choose to murder her baby. That's her choice. But it's not her choice. If she keeps her child, it's not her choice to choose where to educate her child. Did you hear what I said? Liberal, progressive Democrats are all for a woman's right to choose to murder her child in the womb. Commit murder with the whole DNC. Would go in there and chop the baby up, slice the child up into bits, and suck it out of their mother's uterus with a vacuum cleaner, like so much trash. Now, that's their right to choose. But if the baby is born and loved and taken care of and worried about, it is not the right of that parent to choose where they send their kid to school. That they must go to whatever state-sponsored indoctrination center that the ruling class says they have to be in. And these are the people that the media does not challenge. These are the points that the media does not challenge. You know what? I don't claim to be the brightest guy. I don't claim to have some clairvoyance. I don't claim to be anybody other than somebody who's been alive 56 years, who's paying attention. That's it. Just like you. I'm paying attention. And I'm paying attention to what's happening in my community. I'm hearing the stuff that's coming out of people's mouths, and I'm going, holy crap, you can't even believe what you're saying. There's no way that you believe what you're saying. And they're saying things like, well, you know what, it's the Republicans' fault that we don't have anything in our community. What? My question always is, which Republican is stopping people in urban communities from doing anything? What Republican is stopping Detroit from coming back from the dead? What Republican is stopping Ferguson, Missouri, from the crap that they've experienced? What Republican is responsible for that? Because all their city councilmen are Democrats. Every damn one. When I hear that in my community, I always go, wait. I ask the very same question. So which Republicans are stopping you? Is it the Commissioner of Agriculture, who is stopping economic development here, who is making sure that jobs don't come here? Who is it? Because let me give you the lowdown on where I live. Everybody on the city council, Democrat. Every single one. Most of them lifelong Democrats, except one that I know of. The mayor, Democrat. The county commissioner for the district that I live in, Democrat. The district that I live in, both the state senator and the state rep, Democrats. So who the hell are you blaming? So you're blaming the Tea Party? So these people will, during the height of the Tea Party movement, these people are blaming the damn Tea Party. People like Patrick Murphy, again, the guy running for the Senate, is, you know what, had a commercial that was endorsed by Barack Obama, that he's been fighting the Tea Party. Well, what Tea Party are you talking about? Mainstream media kept saying the Tea Party is dead. So what Tea Party are you fighting, Patrick Murphy? So is mainstream media asking these questions? Hell no. Of course they're not asking these questions. Should they be? Well, yes. Are they? No, because the answer is blah, 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 blah. And you'll make these people, you'll be able to see these people as who they really are. They're the devil. They're Beelzebub. They're Satan. Or at least Satan's demons. I know that sounds hyperbolic, but I don't care. Anybody who is okay with just wantonly lying to people and pretending it's okay, there's something wrong with you. There's something bad wrong with you. If you're okay in America with restricting where a parent can send their kid to school, there's something bad wrong with you. When you know how important education is, when you know all the schools in that district are terrible, and all that parent is trying to do is put their kid in the best possible situation to be successful. You know what? And I did a show on this on Blog Talk Radio, I don't know, a year or so ago. You know what? There's not much difference in one way between these two parents. The parent who lives in a housing project, and a parent who lives in a gated community. They may have a lot of things that are different. They may have a lot of interests that may be different. But one thing for sure they have in common is they want their kid to do better than they did. And they understand early that education is key. And they both want their kid in the best educational environment, especially early, as they possibly can. And they go about to try to do that as best they can. And so when Ed Naran says that he's against a voucher program, he's just telling poor people, you know what, sit down and shut up. We'll tell you where to send your kid to school. We don't want you to have that choice. Why? Because the unions won't give me money if I say I'm for you having that choice. And that's what it's about. And in what we're trying to do with Fight Back Media Group is to destroy their bullcrap narratives about if you don't agree with them, you're racist or you're self-hating. I love that. I love that I have a different opinion and that I'm some sort of self-hating Negro. What? Yeah, when we leave the rally, when we leave the meeting, I drive 5 minutes back to my house. They drive 25 minutes back to the suburbs around white people. They don't even live in the same damn communities that they say they represent, that they say that they're for. They don't even live in them anymore. Their children don't go to the failing schools. They don't live in a place that might erupt into violence at any moment. They don't live there. So they don't give a damn if they crank up and rile up people to do stuff against their own interests, to burn down their own freaking communities, to destroy the stores and the things that they need so desperately right where they are, because those people who are pushing that agenda don't even freaking live there. That's the truth. And you know what's funny? It's one of those truths, one of those ghetto truths, where everybody knows, but ain't nobody said nothing. Everybody knows common knowledge, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Everybody knows that Commissioner so-and-so does not live in the district, and they're supposed to, but they own a house that they bought, and they kind of use that. Everybody knows that kind of crap goes on, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Why? Because black people, especially black people in the urban community, have been taught, well, if we can just get somebody who looks like us down there on the board, then we'll be better off. How do you think that Barack Obama became president? Because a lot of black folks who didn't necessarily know Barack Obama, most of them didn't know Barack Obama from Adam's house cat, said, you know what, if we get a black dude, we get a black man president, then maybe things will be better for black people. Pretty simplistic, naive view, huh? But true nonetheless. True nonetheless. You know, and I related this story before, and I'm going to relate it again. My wife is a manager at a local financial institution, and one of her employees in 2008 went. My wife gave her permission to go see Senator Obama at a local high school, and while he was having a rally, and she went and she came back and she was all aglow. She was like Moses that came down from the mount. She was glowing because she had been with Jesus. She had been with Black Jesus in the form of Barack Obama, and my wife asked her, well, what did he say? Yeah, he was great. He was so inspirational. It was, okay, that's great. What did he say? She couldn't say one freaking sentence. Not one thought. What's he going to do? What's he proposing? Is he proposing tax cuts? Is he proposing reparations? Am I getting them? Do I have to clear my space in the backyard for a mule? Am I finally getting my damn mule? If I don't get my 40 acres, can I at least have my damn mule? What did he say? The fact of the matter is that our standard is so low, he didn't have to say anything. All he had to do was regurgitate the same crap and a performance style that people in the urban community have learned to love and enjoy and take as substance over actually hearing substance. And he looks black. I beg to propose to you today, if Barack Obama was more light-skinned, he would not have become president. He would have not had all the black vote. He would have looked too white. If he'd looked more like his mama than his papa, he would not be president. He would not have gotten black vote, and he would not have been able to make white people guilty because the progressive left has done a fabulous job in promoting this white guilt thing like it's something that all white people are supposed to have. They're even indoctrinating their children to say, we have all this stuff, but we shouldn't because we stole it from the Indians. We stole it from the Egyptians. We stole everything we ever had. We're thieves and murderers. Which I guess gives them some peace when they're killing their own children too in utero. When they're chopping them up in little bits and selling their parts like auto parts at a junkyard. Because they don't deserve to live anyway. If you convince somebody that they don't deserve to live, holy crap, what kind of control do you have over them? That's what we got going here. And that is being perpetuated again and again, continuously in mainstream media, not just on the news, but in the programming and the entertainment. And it's even seeped down and come into the bathroom stall in a place we thought were safe. It's even coming to sports. It's everywhere. There's no respite. And the Fight Back Media Group is going to approach all these things. We hope to have we're going to build an entertainment wing. We're going to build a sports wing. We're going to build a news wing. We're going to build interactive wings. We want to have chapters in cities around the country that go in and do the work in these communities to help educate our children. We're going to win. And we're going to win. Whoever wins the presidency, we are going to win anyway. Because the truth, combined with work and effort and support from you, is going to make it happen. And where do you come in? I tell you, here's where you come in. If you're a content producer, let me know. If you're a content creator, especially for urban conservative causes, let me know. Send me an email at WLS860@gmail.com. WLS860@gmail.com. And then we'll see how we can fit you in. We can see how we can help you. And if you're not a content creator and you want to help, right now we're using my webpage, the Willie Lawson Show, WILLIE LawsonShow.com webpage, which is making a transformation, at least in the interim, as the Fight Back Media Group webpage. On the left-hand side, there's a GoFundMe widget. And if you scroll down further, there's a PayPal widget. The PayPal widget is better, really. They charge a little less. And the transfer happens immediately. GoFundMe uses WePay, and it's a little bit more expensive. And it takes 2 or 3 days for us to get access to the resources. That's what we're up to. That's what the Fight Back Media Group is all about. I hope you've understood my passion, my fire about this, and how we have to push this thing forward. How we must push this thing forward. All right, we got to get out of here. Listen, thank you for listening. Do me a favor. You know what? Donate. Please donate. We need it. Now, these donations are not tax deductible. What they are is like giving to a friend who's building something that you think is important. Like giving to a friend. It's like lending. It's like, you know what? Not lending a friend $10, but giving a friend $10 because he needs it. There's no tax deduction available. We don't have a 503c, and we're never going to have a 503c because we are not necessarily nonpartisan. We will not be considered nonpartisan because there'll be some partisanship going on. It'll be necessary to tell the truth. WillieLawsonShow.com. Click on the widget. Give us a hand. We appreciate it. All right, we got to get out of here. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you.